This is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want, watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network.
Good day and welcome to TVM's Metro Update. I am Blessing Sampson. I will begin in Delta State, where Urobo College in Uwe has emerged champions of the 2025 Delta State Zenith Bank Principals Cup football tournament in Warri. Our correspondent reports that Urobo College defeated Obejo Grammar School in a tense final match attended by top education and sports officials. The victory cements the school's reputation as a powerhouse in Delta Secondary School football. Now, organizers commended the bank for sustaining grassroots sport through continuous funding and mentorship. Education authorities announced that future editions of the competition will include female teams from all senatorial districts to promote inclusiveness. Still in Delta State, the state governor, retired Honorable Sheriff Oborevori, has called for innovation, sustainability, and equity in Nigeria's infrastructure development. At the 30th National Council on Works meeting in Ado-Ekiti, Governor Oborevori, represented by Works Commissioner Ruben Izeze, said true progress depends on collaboration among all tiers of government and the private sector. He reaffirmed Delta's commitment to its more agenda focused on expanding roads, modernizing cities, and boosting statewide connectivity. Oborevori praised the Federal Ministry of Works and NNPCL-funded tax credit scheme, calling it a step towards strengthening Nigeria's road network. The meeting, themed Discipline, Transparency, and Innovation in Engineering Practice, also featured remarks from Ekiti Governor Biondu Oyebanji and Works Minister David Umahi, who both emphasized transparency and teamwork in driving national infrastructure. Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevori says his administration is deepening investment in technical education to promote indigenous innovation and job creation across the state. Since assuming office in May 2023, the governor has pursued his more agenda, focusing on meaningful development, opportunities for all, realistic reforms, and enhanced peace and security. To advance this vision, the state created a dedicated Ministry of Technical Education and is completing 5 new technical colleges in Omadino, Akubene, Ogareki, and Kiagbodo, at a recent workshop for principals of technical colleges in Asaba. Commissioner for Technical Education, Honorable Smart Ufo, said the government is repositioning technical education to equip youth with 21st century skills for self-reliance and innovation. However, the state has also continued to showcase students' creativity through technical fairs and project exhibition, with Governor Oborevori reaffirming his commitment to empowering young Deltans to drive sustainable homegrown development. Still in Delta State, security contractor Tatnita Limited says it has generated over 200,000 jobs while improving safety across the Niger Delta region. A correspondent reports that the company executives announced the figures during a media briefing held in Warri, Delta State. They explained that the new jobs span surveillance, logistics, and oil facility protection under joint community partnership schemes. Tantita noted that its operations are helping reduce oil theft, safeguard national assets, and create local opportunities for Niger Delta youths. Observers says if the figures are verified, the initiative could significantly reduce unemployment and unrest in oil-producing communities. While the company's role has been widely credited with complementing federal security efforts in the region. Now to some national stories. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthening global partnership and intensifying the fight against terrorism and criminality. Speaking after a briefing by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, at Thursday's Federal Executive Council meeting, the President said ongoing reforms are boosting investors' confidence and driving economic progress. Tinubu acknowledged the magnitude of Nigeria's economic and security challenges, but emphasized that his government remains resolute under the Renewed Hope agenda. He pledged continued support to ensure unity, stability, and prosperity, stressing that the administration is determined to build a safe, inclusive, and resilient nation for all Nigerians. In other news, Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed November the 20th for judgment in the terrorism trial of IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. The ruling follows Kanu's failure to open his defense after exhausting 6 days allotted by the court. The judge said Kanu cannot claim denial of his right to a fair hearing, while Kanu, representing himself, argued there is no valid charge against him and filed a motion instead of a final written address. But prosecutors challenged the documents, saying they were improperly filed, but the court ruled that they would be considered in the judgment. Justice Omotosho also noted that Kanu, not being a lawyer, may consult legal counsel before the judgment. The trial now awaits its conclusion on November 20th. Still in other stories, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has commenced the distribution of sensitive election materials to local government areas across Anambra State ahead of Saturday's governorship election. The exercise, which began Thursday at the INEC headquarters in Awka, was conducted under tight security and supervised by the resident electoral commissioner, Queen Agu, and the Commissioner of Police for Election Duty, Abayomi Shongule. Shongule assured that security personnel are fully deployed to safeguard both land and riverine communities during the polls. Meanwhile, INEC confirmed that over 2.8 million registered voters are expected to cast their ballots across 5,718 polling units in 21 local government areas, noting that 2 polling units will be excluded due to a lack of registered voters. However, 16 candidates, including incumbent Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Abga, will contest the election. Still on national stories, the Senate has directed National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to strictly enforce the ban on the packaging of high-strength alcoholic beverages in sachets for December 2025. Lawmakers also resolved that no further extension should be granted beyond the current deadline. This decision followed a motion by Senator Asukwo Ekpayong, who reminded the Senate that NAFDAC had earlier agreed with stakeholders to phase out sachets packaged alcohol due to health and social concerns. He warned that continued production encouraged underage drinking, road accidents, and other social vices. The Senate further asked the Federal Ministry of Health to remove all obstacles hindering NAFDAC's enforcement and fast-track the release of the national alcohol policy to support public sensitization. Well, TVM's Metro Update returns after this quick break. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that break. In business news, the managing director of financial derivative company, Bismarck Ruin, says Nigerians need not worry about President Bola Tinubu's request for a fresh 1.15 trillion naira domestic loan to fund the 2025 budget deficit. However, Ruin explained that the borrowing is not new debt, but a ratification of funds already included in the 2025 budget. He added that debt payment is manageable due to increased government revenue following subsidy suspension. While President Tinubu formally wrote to the National Assembly on Tuesday seeking approval to issue bonds and other instruments to bridge the budget funding gap and ensure full implementation of government projects. The Senate has referred the request to the Committee on Local and Foreign Debt, which is expected to report back within a week. Still on business news, Nigeria is among 9 countries set to benefit from a new $100 million maintain investment announced by billionaire and former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. According to Reuters report, the funding will expand global satellite monitoring of methane emissions and support policy efforts in countries including Australia, Indonesia, Mexico, and Nigeria, as well as U.S. states like California and New Mexico. The initiative, backed by world leaders such as French President Emmanuel Macron, aims to help nations meet their pledge to cut global methane emissions by 30% by 2030, a goal set at the 2021 UN Climate Summit in Glasgow. The announcement comes as global leaders gather in Belém, Brazil for the COP30 climate conference, marking 30 years of international climate negotiations. Now for some international news. China has officially commissioned its 3rd aircraft carrier, the Fujian, marking a major step in President Xi Jinping's drive to modernize the country's military. State media reported that President Xi personally oversaw the commissioning ceremony held at a naval port in Hainan on Wednesday. The Fujian features an advanced electromagnetic aircraft launch system, previously unique to the U.S. Navy, enabling fighter jets to take off with heavier payloads and longer range. Analysts say the new carrier significantly boosts China's naval power and extend its reach in the Pacific, where tensions persist over Taiwan and territorial disputes in the South China Sea. The Fujian now joins China's 2 existing carriers, the Liaoning and Shandong, as Beijing continues to invest heavily in defense to rival U.S. maritime dominance. And now for other news. Peru's Congress has declared Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum persona non grata after Mexico granted asylum to former Peruvian Prime Minister Betsy Chavez, who is on trial for allegedly aiding a 2022 coup attempt. The motion, passed in a 63-33 vote, accuses Sheinbaum of interfering in Peru's internal affairs by sheltering Chavez. Tensions between the 2 nations escalated Monday when Peru cut diplomatic ties with Mexico and ordered its top envoy to leave the country. Chavez served under former President Pedro Castillo, who was ousted in 2022 after trying to dissolve Congress. Both face charges of rebellion and abuse of authority. Chavez is currently staying at the Mexican ambassador's residence in Lima as Peru considers her safe passage request. Analysts say the diplomatic rift deepens a long-running standoff between Lima and Mexico over Castillo's removal. And now in entertainment news, award-winning filmmaker Stephanie Linus is back in focus as her film Dry finds new relevance in the #JusticeForChina movement, reigniting discussions on child abuse and gender-based violence in Nigeria. The film tells the stories of Dr. Zara, a doctor haunted by her past, and Halima, a 13-year-old forced into marriage, exposing the painful realities of rape and child marriage that still affect many girls today. As calls for justice for Ochanya Obanje grow louder, Dry stands as both a powerful story and a call for change. Steffi says the film was made to spark empathy and drive change, proving again that storytelling can inspire action. And in sports, Nigerian Super Falcon goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie has been nominated for FIFA's The Best Women's Goalkeeper of the Year award, recognizing her outstanding performances for both club and country between August 2024 and August 2025. FIFA highlighted Nnadozie's heroics for Paris FC, where she kept a clean sheet and saved 2 penalties as the side defeated Paris Saint-Germain to win the Coupe de France. On the international stage, Nnadozie was instrumental in Nigeria's triumph at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, keeping 4 clean sheets in 6 matches as the Super Falcons lifted a record 10th WAFCON title. The 24-year-old star joins nominees including Anne-Catherine Berger, Kata Cole, and Christine Endler on FIFA's shortlist. Nnadozie, who also finished 4th in the 2025 Women's Yachin Trophy at the Ballon d'Or, is now eyeing her 3rd consecutive CAF Women's Goalkeeper of the Year award. And now that's all from TVM's Metro Update. I am Blessing Sampson. You can watch us on the go on TVM's app, accessible on Android Play Store and Apple Store. Follow us and interact with our social media pages. Like, subscribe, and share. And remember, your environment is part of you. Do keep it clean.
This is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want, watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network.
You are learning properly. What do you understand?